Follow Jeff and Jeremy in the morning on Twitter at Jeff and Jeremy.
All right, 9 minutes after 8 o'clock, we got Robin on now from Woods Humane Society. Robin, good to talk to you again. And hopefully you've had a pretty good week. Good morning.
We've had a really good week. We did 6 adoptions yesterday. We were able to treat 37 community cats in our North County clinic on Tuesday. We called that Tip It Tuesday. We get them spay neutered, and we tip their ear, and we put them back in their communities. So it's been a busy but fun and eventful week at Woods.
Very nice. Yeah.
What is tipping the ear?
So tipping the ear is just while they're under, obviously. We just take the little bit of a tip off their ear, so that way if somebody's out, they might think it's a stray cat and try to bring it in and try to get it into their home or bring it into the shelter. But if you see a cat with the corner of their ear tipped, it's a community cat, and you'll just want to leave it where it is.
A community cat meaning...
It's a feral cat?
It's a feral cat, yeah.
Oh, okay.
But so we don't want to bring these cats in, is what you're saying?
No, if they've got an ear tip, then they have already been assessed in some way, spay neutered, and taken back to their what they call cat colonies, where they're wild.
Yeah. They're wild. They live off other animals and garbage.
Yeah, they're a little on the wild side.
All right, very cool.
How did you guys end up doing with Wiggle Waggle? I know that this year was totally different, and it was a total different model altogether because of the pandemic. But how did you guys end up faring out?
Yes, it was definitely a weird Wiggle Waggle this year, going virtual. Not quite as fun and exciting, but we just had to work extra hard, and the community and the sponsors stepped up as usual. We love the community, and they are always supporting Woods. We were able to just meet our goal of 45,000, and we need it so much this year. So we just want to give a big thank you to all the community sponsors and donors that helped us out in our Wiggle Waggle.
Very cool. Well, congratulations on that. I was seeing in the newsletter that I get from Woods that you guys are offering up free burgers from Sylvester's for people that adopt pets in November. Is that right?
Yeah, our friends at Sylvester's Burgers hooked us up with some free burgers for all of our adopters in November. So you can come in and meet a new best friend, a cat or a dog, and get a free burger.
What's your favorite burger at Sylvester's, Robin?
You know what? I get all the sides. I get the fried mushrooms and the French fries and the soup sometimes. I like all the sides. But their mushroom burger, I hear, is really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
So this week, I know you Jeff was saying you have a cat that's up for adoption, plus Ghost from last week is still available, right?
He is, but I have a little bit of an update for our boy Ghost. He's got a few appointments lined up this weekend, so I'm hoping by next week I can let you know if he's found his home yet. So I'm keeping my fingers crossed for Ghost. And this week we picked a little kitty named Bagheera. He looks just like the panther from Jungle Book. That's where he got his name. And he's just a 5-month-old, very spunky, playful kitty. So if someone has a cat they might be looking for a play friend with, or just someone to keep them entertained. He's got a big personality. We actually have a cute video of him up on our Facebook and Instagram page right now if someone wants to check out his personality. He's a fun guy, but he's ready for a home. He's microchip vaccinated and already been neutered. All
right, very cool, man. It was great talking to you. Go to woodshumane.org to see these animals and to get more information on how you can take advantage of that deal at Sylvester's Burgers for adopting a shelter pet this month.
Like Bagheera.
Yeah. All right, Robin, have a great weekend. $8:20. Happy Friday to you. That one's for Donald Kirkby at Creston, our MVP in the Red Zone Challenge. Got the most picks correct in week 8. He got $25 to go to Pappy McGregor's. He's on his way to win that $500 cash, a trip to Hawaii. You could play as well, even if you haven't played before. Camo, you even started playing this week, right? You got your picks in?
Yeah, I got one single point so far.
I got 0. I picked the Niners last night.
What is wrong with you? Why would you pick the Niners?
I thought, so I saw this influx of practice squad players, and I was thinking, well, the Packers aren't going to know how to I guess.
I think this is a good case of just overthinking something.
Defense. Yeah, this is. They don't know how to defense these guys because we haven't seen any of them, but it didn't work out. And I think it's Nick Mullins' problem, really. I think he was at fault. I don't know if you watched any of that game last night.
I had it on my phone as we were watching a movie.
He was staring down his receivers before throwing to him. And it's like, come on, dude, look off a receiver and then throw to a guy, it's just
bad performance from Nick Mullins.
Nick Mullins was terrible last night. Just terrible.
I got a text from Jeff last night. I'm sitting there. I think I was watching the news or something. He says, what did you say? He said, hey, you better go get River Craycraft. He's going to go off tonight. Now, River Craycraft used to play for Washington State. Well, he went to college at Washington State, played for the Cougars.
He got called up yesterday.
And he was on the practice squad. And he was a great receiver for the Cougs. And the one thing about Washington State's offense in years past was with Mike Leach at the helm, they threw the ball. What was his name? Gibson? Anthony Gibson was our quarterback. Mm-hmm. He'd get 400 or 500 yards. That was an average for that kid.
Well, Craycraft was the beneficiary of a Minshew-led offense. So
in the beginning, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, so that was his forte. He's kind of like I don't know. He's just kind of a scrappy slot receiver in college. Like a Cole Beasley, like a Adam Humphreys, something along those lines.
And he did have a touchdown reception last night.
It was a touchdown.
I watched it on my phone, and it looked like
it was a touchdown.
He got his left foot down, and then his toe or knee touched inbounds before he went out. But then I didn't have the sound on, so they obviously said that he was out of bounds. Mm-hmm. That's really too bad for him.
Stupid. Bad call.
Anyways, he's like, why don't you pick him up? And I said, no, I looked at everybody I was going to start this week.
Hey, you're in first place.
I thought I had better upside.
You're in first place. Come on.
I did
support your school.
I wanted to do it. Only because he's a Coug. I wanted to do it. And I ended up not doing it. It was probably a good thing because I don't think he had a very good night. I don't think anybody on the 49ers had a very good night. I know that Jermichael Hasty, he was supposed to be, he was supposed to go off. Every fantasy football prognosticator was like, if you can grab him, if you can start him, do it. And I'm playing the guy that picked him up and drank that Kool-Aid, and he got 2 points last night. So it's just rough if you had any 49er last night in your fantasy team. But if you're playing the Red Zone Challenge.
No, it's not, because I win against McKinnon. And
did Jerick McKinnon have a good night?
I don't know what happened last night, but McKinnon, he ended up scoring a touchdown with 2 seconds left in the game when it had no bearing whatsoever.
You love that. Fantasy football players love that. I got
so screwed in fantasy football last night. It was ridiculous because of the McKinnon thing.
And the guy was,
and I took Jordan Reed. I was like, okay, well, he's active. Here we go.
The guy you were playing had Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah.
Who put up over 40 fantasy points.
I think I'm trailing 51 to 0.8 because Jordan Reed caught one pass for 3 yards. So, thank you, Jordan Reed. I understand. You're coming off of injury yourself.
Well, I played Tenyon last night for the Packers, and I thought he was going to have a better night, and he had one reception. So, there you go. Fantasy is fun, but sometimes it's tough breaks, man. But get your picks in this week. Do you have any upsets this week? What do you think?
Yeah, it was the 49ers over the Green Bay Packers.
That was your big upset? What about...
No, I actually think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to win over the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Oh, stop.
I do.
What is wrong with you?
Because this is what happens with the Pittsburgh Steelers in history, okay? Is they come off of big wins, like they weren't wins that they weren't supposed to get last week, and they historically fall apart. And they could lose to the Cowboys because they overlooked the Cowboys.
Are they 7-0?
Yes, they are.
7-0. Mm-hmm. They've had their bye week. So they're 7-0. And they're gonna lose to the third string quarterback. Mm-hmm. Andy Dalton is still out.
Yes.
What's his name? What's the third string quarterback's name in Dallas?
Danucci's not going to play. He's not? He's not going to play.
Was he hurt too?
No, they're just going to go a different route.
Oh, they're going the practice squad?
Mm-hmm. Probably Cooper Rush.
Who? That's funny stuff right there. I like. Oh gosh, I can't remember who I had as my upset of the week. I'd have to go back and look at it. Oh, it's the Jets. The New York Jets upset the New England Patriots at home. Watch that. That's my big upset of the week. We'll see if that happens.
That big of an upset. Although the Patriots are like a 7-point favorite, even though they're 2-5 on the season.
Yeah. Cameron told me yesterday his upset was Chicago upsets Tennessee at home.
I really love the amount of...
I can see that.
He said because Bears are tougher than Titans.
That's true.
Yeah. So if you want to go that route, that's a great way to pick games as well. Maybe you'll win that $500 in a trip to Hawaii. Thanks to Donahue Truck Centers, Fred Bruin, our Central Coast Realtor, $25 every week to our top picker, to Pappy McGregor's, and you get to be our MVP and get to hear your favorite song or band all week. And this one is for Donald. It's going to be Bob Marley. KZOZ.com to play there. Their thing is, it's great. And they'll charge you, God, what is it? I'd have to ask my wife. I want to say it was $4 for like a water. $4 for a water. And they're like, would you like bottled? And because you're in Mexico,
Ridiculous.
Everybody's like, oh, hell yeah, I don't want to drink the tap water. Well,
in Mexico, I would definitely spend up, but
I know the resort we stay at, I drink the water right out of the.
That's still a roll
I do. I
of
make
the
coffee
dice.
with it.
It's still a roll of the
I
dice.
drink all the. I'm like, no, we'll just take your tap water, whatever. Well, whatever. But the first year we went there, I remember we spent just being there a week. Actually, not even a week. It's 6 days. We spent over $400 on water.
Wow.
Oh, my God.
On bottled water because we didn't know, because everything is charged to the room, right? You just charge everything in the room. Every time you go out to eat, you have breakfast, they bring you water. You do lunch, you do the taco bar. They bring, we'll just do water. Because we're drinking so much booze that, you're trying to drink some water too. And then, dinner and so on. And, $400 in water for 6 days for two people. $300 or $200 a person in water. But, they're charging you every single time you get a couple bottles, during.
Can I ask you a question?
It's like ridiculous.
You spent $400 on water. Did you cry?
I should have cried.
I would have cried.
I'm a happy crier. I'm a emotional crier when something good happens. I don't cry when I'm sad, and I don't cry when I'm angry. I more cry when I see something.
I
good
would be
happen.
more likely to cry over a $400 water bill.
Yeah, I know.
Than I would because I don't even.
I was pissed. I picked up the phone. I said, "This is
months
ridiculous."
of water at a house, for God's sakes.
I think my wife actually got it knocked down a little bit, but still. So then we knew every time we go back when they ask for bottled water, we'll say, no, we'll just take your filtered water.
I hit a turkey. I'm like, okay, I hit a turkey. Big deal. I get a $400 bill for water. I shed some tears.
I killed something, Jeff. It felt bad.
You know what the Mexican resort did to me? They killed my spirit when they gave me. They killed something too. They killed my spirit when they gave me a $400 bill for water.
What do you hate paying for?
One person said plastic or paper bags.
Yeah. I can't stand that.
It doesn't bother me. It's 10 cents.
It is 10 cents.
And you know what? I'd rather pay that money than bring in those stupid reusable bags. I hate those things, and they're gross.
What's wrong with reusable bags, man?
I have to remember to carry them around. I don't like that. And I don't like that I have to wash them. I'd rather just pay for the paper bag or plastic, and then I can use it at another time.
Reusable bag, though, I'll tell you this. You put so much in a reusable bag. Man, if you get the right reusable bag, you could get so much into it. It's awesome compared to what you can get in the plastic bags.
Joe wrote in, he says, paying to have his dog's glands secreted. These are anal glands.
I would definitely pay for that. I would not do that.
My wife does it to our dog.
What?
She's had to do it one time. One time.
Is your dog okay?
It's fine. No, all dogs have this, and sometimes their glands get a little, and they get what they call fish butt. It kind of smells fishy down there. Mm-hmm. And so this is
so your wife
sort
does
of
this?
oil that makes it so a dog doesn't have to wipe their butt. It kind of coats as they drop their little turds.
So your wife secretes your dog's anal glands.
This has happened once in almost 3 years.
Why wouldn't you go to the vet to get that done?
Because she had to do it with Tank, our old bulldog. Bulldog, sometimes I guess it happens.
Okay. And
the first time we did it, we took him to the vet. It was $100 and something. Say no, I'm not. No, we have medical. We have plastic gloves at the house. That's
something I pay for.
She was taught how to do it.
100%.
You're giving him a bath.
100%.
She doesn't care.
100%.
She doesn't care.
Something I'm paying for.
It's not like you have to go up inside there. It's just
I would mess it. I'm afraid I'd mess it up. It's gross. It's like $100 here.
I agree. I wouldn't do it either.
Oil. Okay. Yeah, I could change my own oil, but I'm going to pay somebody to do it.
I don't do it either. I mean, but I don't know. She's like, it's really easy to do, and they showed me how to do it.
I'm sure it's like a pretty good bonding experience, you know?
Well, he does like her a lot more than me.
Trust.
Well, I think that's why, my man.
It's a little trust there, you know? There's a lot more trust there.
Skip says he hates paying for gas. Well, I mean, yeah, you're okay.
I mean, paying for gas does blow.
No, it doesn't. You have to pay for it, okay? Unless you have your own, refinery in your backyard. I mean, then buy an electric car. I mean, I understand. I guess the question is stuff that you shouldn't have to pay for.
So go back to
like parking, for example. Parking
I hate paying for parking.
Yeah,
can't stand it.
I'll walk 10 blocks. I don't care. I'm not going to pay for parking.
I can't stand it. Well, and the thing is, it's like it's not, and it's a little bit easier now, but it's not made super easy all the time. So, like, say you pull up to a meter, and if that meter does not accept a debit card, then you're like, oh God, you got to find the change. And right now we're in a change shortage, and like, getting change is just a pain in the butt, period. And keeping change around is a pain in the butt, period. So then you go, well, you got to pay for it with change? Come on. Like if you're going to charge somebody for parking, give them the option, especially let's use the pandemic as an excuse for this, since we use it for an excuse for a lot of other things. Let's go ahead and make it so if you're going to pay for parking, you have to give me the option to where I'm going to use a debit card because I don't want to handle dirty ass change.
What about, I always hate the valet too. We used to love going to the Cliffs and doing their happy hour on Fridays. And I was a valet once. I'll never let a valet park my car. I'll park a car a mile away and walk. Oh, really? Yeah, because you know what goes on with the valet because you were one.
Whoa, what you got? Were you like smoking cigarettes in their car?
No, he was stealing the change.
No, you always go to the ashtray for the change.
Take the change. His friends would, if it was a sports car, they'd drive around the block crazy.
Yeah. It was being valet. I mean, it was like, teenager job, but man, it was, really, you need to, supplement the income a little bit. And especially if you knew that they weren't going to tip you very well, be like, you know what, I'm going to take this guy's change. Because you could tell. You could tell when your interaction with them in the beginning whether or not they were going to tip. And then you would just take, if they had a lot of quarters, you would take, about half the quarters. And that's it. But you're skimming a little bit off the top, over the course of the evening. You walk home with, $15, $20 worth of quarters.
Dude, you're just walking around just jingling.
Oh, yeah. That would be like towards the end of the shift. That would be the hardest part is like trying to hide all your quarters. Like, where were you putting your quarters?
Excuse me.
It's okay.
Hiccup.
I like that I made you hiccup instead of laugh.
I don't even know where that came from. I think I went to laugh and a hiccup came out. 805-543-3693. Those are the 805 lines. You can text in. It's powered by 805 Beer. Properly chill. Live local. Live 805. 805 Beer and Paso Robles online at 805beer.com. Hi, good morning. Go ahead. You're on the air.
Hey, yeah, my brother was a valet in Beverly Hills at a fancy restaurant, and he parked someone's car. He went through the glove compartment. He found a gram of cocaine and took it.
Of course.
And there's nothing the guy could do. What are you going to do?
Yeah, right. Yeah, right. I mean,
yeah.
So
illegal drugs.
We had a good time.
Yeah, my father had a bunch of weed stolen from the middle of his console of his pickup truck downtown Seattle. The window was broken out. I was like, "Hey, how come you didn't call the cops? Your window was broken out." Like, cuz don't worry about it.
Why would I do that?
And I was like 9 or 10, and I was like a little mouthy 9 or 10-year-old. I'd be like, "Well, don't you feel violated, Dad? Come on." He's like, "Yeah, just don't worry about it."
Right on. Thanks for the call. 805-543-3693. We also have this question rolling on our Facebook page. You can reach us there at Jeff and Jeremy.
Subscribe to the Jeff and Jeremy podcast now on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google, and YouTube. It's your Central Coast commute-friendly podcast.